Good preparation of the farrowing crate is vital if you're going to have a content sow that is going to be able to produce you some rapidly growing, vigorous, disease-free piglets. After the weaning process, cleaning and disinfection is carried out, but the farrowing areas must be given sufficient time to completely dry out. Using an infrared thermometer, you can also check that the temperature of the mat where the piglets will lie is correct. In this case, 21 degrees, and that the rest of the crate is the same as at room temperature. Here at the moment it is 12 degrees, which is a bit low, but it will increase when the pigs come into the room and warm it up, and ideally it will be raised to around 15 or 16 centigrade. Now the crates can be opened up, ready for the sow to enter a warm and dry pen. Don't forget to check around the crate that there's no food left anywhere and that the drinker is working properly. The transition of the sow from her dry sow accommodation into a farrowing crate is a very big one. It involves a lot of changes to her environment and to her feeding, and this is a very delicate time for the sow. You have to be very careful to get feeding right at this time. If you don't, there is a risk that you could end up with something known as MMA syndrome, where you can get mastitis, metritis, and loss of milk production, or agalactia, in the sow, which has devastating effects on the early nutrition of your piglet. It is very important that at this stage you get everything right, and if you are unsure, take advice from a much more experienced colleague. The next step is to make sure that you have everything you need on your trolley. Lubricant and gloves, iron injector, and plenty of clean, new, spare needles. A sharps container, an iodine spray for navel disinfection, tail docking and teeth grinder equipment if you need it, and not forgetting the sow record card, and then piglet supplements and a marker so you know which animals you've treated. One of the most important things you should remember is there is a serious risk of spreading disease from one litter to another during your procedures, and therefore it's very important to clean all your equipment between each litter, and more important, to clean equipment or have a different set of equipment between farrowing rooms. Now you can lead the sow in calmly and easily, and you'll find she'll soon settle down to life in a crate. Don't forget to mark her record card each time. It's very important that the lactating sow has a plentiful supply of water. This is for two reasons. Firstly, they produce a huge quantity of milk and therefore need a lot of water to support that. And the weight of the piglet at weaning is very dependent on the amount of milk it drinks. The second reason is that they need to eat a lot of food, and water will limit the amount of food they can eat if they don't get enough. It's therefore important that flow rates are high, as much as 2 litres a minute or even more, and preferably have the water supply over a bowl or in a bowl so the sow has a sump of water to drink from. The problem with sows is that they will soon lose interest if water flow rate is too low and too slow, and they will not take in enough and will just give up and therefore leave themselves without sufficient water. You will notice how quietly and gently Sarah leads this sow in. There is no banging, no crashing, no shouting. Everything is done very peacefully and easily. Sows need a few days to acclimatise to being in the farrowing crate. Legally this should be no more than 7 days, and it will vary from farm to fit in with farrowing patterns and the type of sow that you might have and the type of farrowing house. The most important thing is that the sow is content and comfortable before she needs to farrow.